Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. This episode, we're going to be taking a look at a piece by the AI generative artist KLA using DALL-E II. In this episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about aesthetic through light. We're going to talk about the influences of liminal spaces, and then we're also going to talk about the profound power of OpenAI's DALL-E II in AI generative art as a whole. So let's jump right into it. So whenever you first see this piece, you're met with this pretty still scene, pretty serene pool here. And it's kind of just a really simple, almost a still life scene. Of course, it's not what we would traditionally see as that, but it definitely has that still aesthetic. And so we see an AI's interpretation of what appears to be a vaporwave pool. So it was a really simple prompt. It was just 3 words. A vaporwave pool. That's what we got here today. So we definitely see that's really interesting. The AI's interpretation just creates what we see here. And so colors within this work, they normally consist of this blue and this purple, although there are quite a bit of varying values. Of course, that is due to that source of light. We see the source of light mainly from the pool, but we also have a bit from some of these like luminescent lights around there as well. So those all really work to illuminate the area, and it kind of draws you in as well. Of course, most of the aesthetic is dark, so any light on dark contrast is really going to draw the eye. And so with that in mind, this piece feels pretty calm. It feels like the water hasn't been disturbed for a few days. It's very calm, it's very still, very serene. And so that's really the vibes that I get from this work. And with that in mind, there is just a slight bit of energy, coming from the pool, a little bit of energy coming from those lights. Of course, neon lights are always pretty intense, but with this in mind, it's not too intense. It's still pretty calm, although there are little bits of energy there for sure. And so with that in mind, this piece feels very empty. We have a little bit of chairs there, but we don't see any people. So it feels, alone, maybe solitude, but not necessarily in a bad way. It's very chill. Like we said, it's very calm as well. And that could be due to the fact that there's, not too much going on within this work. It's kind of just a still life scene. So we really, really like that. And so, that serenity and kind of that almost empty feeling is pretty common with liminal spaces as well as dreamcore art. This piece, more directly, is coming from the Vaporwave art movement. And the Vaporwave art movement was really an attempt to kind of show the aesthetics of the early internet, of course, a very stylized version and a very specific time period of that. So we definitely see the influences there. And the biggest one that I saw was liminal spaces and what we would call kind of the dreamcore world. So liminal spaces are any space of transition. So we could think of that as, say, this area around the pool could be a space of transition. But liminal spaces are also normally depicted as quite empty or vacant. So we do kind of see that as well, and I do see a bit of influence there. And so finally is also dreamcore art. So dreamcore art is normally like an unsettling or kind of surreal lighting. And so here we definitely see that surreal lighting. It's not necessarily unsettling. So we do see maybe a bit of influence from the liminal as well as the dreamcore. And so with that in mind, this is an AI generative art piece. So it was generated by an AI. And so with that in mind, we see a whole new level of accessibility to the average person. If you don't know how to draw, you could still hop into Midjourney. You could hop into, Disco Diffusion or something like that. You could create exactly what you want to see. The only limit is kind of your articulation or vocabulary to be able to bring something up and put it in a text-based prompt. So with that in mind, there's a whole new level of accessibility to so many people for creative expression. And we're really going to see the impact of that over the course of the next few years and beyond. And so this piece was also from OpenAI's DALL-E II. So DALL-E II is probably the most powerful AI art generator that we have at the moment, especially given with how many people have it. So as time goes on, they're giving more and more invites out. So that's incredibly, incredibly exciting. So I hope you guys get your invites soon. Really, really nice piece. Of course, you can see the DALL-E signature in the bottom right. DALL-E II is incredibly powerful. We definitely see that Vaporwave pool standing for us. So KLA does a lot of different work. She kind of likes that retro, likes that dark as well as the divine scenes of expression. So really diverse color palette, really diverse scenes within her gallery as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed this episode, go check out KLA's other works, doing a lot of really good stuff over there. Really like that retro art. I'm probably going to be writing about a little bit more soon. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.